Dear students, welcome back. In the previous class, we were doing probability. So, I told you about the formula of probability and we did few questions based on probability. So, today we'll continue with few more sums from probability, few more examples from probability. So, the first question is the record of a weather station shows that out of the past 250 consecutive days, its weather forecasts were correct 175 times. So number of total outcomes it is given 250 because the reading of 250 days are given. So the number of total outcomes is 250 and the weather forecast were correct 175 times. So number of favorable outcome is 175 because in 250 consecutive days that the weather station forecasted the weather. 175 days the forecast was correct. Now the first part of the question, what is the probability that on a given day the forecast was correct? So you have to find the probability of correct forecast, means probability of correct forecast. So you know the formula, number of favorable outcomes upon number of total outcomes. Okay, so it is number of favorable outcomes upon number of total outcomes. Now number of favorable outcomes 175 and the number of total outcomes 250. Okay, favorable outcomes 175 and total outcomes 250. Now if you divide by 5, then it is again by 5. So you can see the answer is 7 upon 10. The answer is 7 upon 10, or you can say 0.7 also. Now the second part of the question says, what is the probability that it was not correct on a given day? So the second part, you have to find the probability that it is not correct. The forecast was not correct. Now first of all, the formula remains the same, number of favorable outcomes upon number of total outcomes. But now you see, out of 250 days, 175 days it was correct. The forecast was correct. So how many days it was not correct? 250 minus 175, that is 75. 250 minus 175 will be 75. So on 75 days, the forecast was not correct. So now to find the probability that the forecast was not correct, the favorable outcomes will be 75 only. And the total outcomes remain the same, that is 250. Clear? The favorable outcome will become 75 because on 75 days the forecast was not correct. So the total number of outcomes remains the same, that is 250, and now the favorable outcome will be 75. Now when you divide it by 5, again by 5, so your answer is 3 upon 10. Okay, one thing you can see, if you simply subtract 7 upon 10 from 1, you would have get 3 upon 10 as the answer. If the probability of happening of an event is P, then the probability of not happening of that event will be 1 minus p. Clear? Because there can be only two possibilities, that an event can happen or it will not happen. So if you find the probability of happening of an event and subtract that probability from 1, then you will get the probability of not happening of that event, which is, we are getting here also, you can see the probability of happening of the event is 7 upon 10 and the probability of not happening will be 3 upon 10. Clear? Now we will do the next question. The next question, a tire manufacturing company kept a record of the distance covered before a tire needed to be replaced. Now the table shows the results of 1000 cases. There are 1000 cases and it is like this. Distance and frequency less than 4000, then 4000 to 9000, then 9001 to 14,000, nine thousand one to 14,000, and then more than 14,000. Okay, more than 14,000. Okay, so the distance is less than 4,000. 4,000 to 9,000, 9,001 to 14,000 and more than 14,000. Now the frequencies as follows: 20, 210, 325, and 445. Okay. If you add all of them, you will get 1000, because it is already given in the question that there are 1000 such cases. Now the first part, find the probability that the tire has to be replaced before it has covered 4000 km, means less than 4000 km. So first part, probability of less than 4000. Now you see the favorable outcomes will be 20. You know the formula, number of favorable outcomes upon number of total outcomes. The favorable outcomes will be 20 and the total outcomes will be 1000, because it is given that the total number of cases is 1000. So total outcomes will be 1000. So it is 1 upon 50, you can say, or 0.02 also you can write. Second part of the question says that find the probability that the tire will last more than 9,000. So more than 9,000. Now probability of more than 9,000. Now if you see, in more than 9,000, 325 and 445 both are there, because from 9,000 to 14,000 325 and more than 14,000 is 445. So more than 9,000 both will be included. So 325 and 445, if you add them, you will get 770. You can see when we add, we will get 770. So favorable outcomes will be 770 and total outcomes will be 1000. Total outcomes, favorable outcomes 770, total outcomes 1000. So your answer will be 77 upon 100. 77 upon 100, or you can say 0.77. You can say 0.77. Okay, 77 upon 100 or 0.77 you can say. Now there is a third part also, and the third part says what is the probability that it will need to be replaced after it has covered somewhere between 4000 and 14,000. Between 4000 and 14,000 means all these three numbers will have to be added. Between 4,000 to, these two. Between 4,000 to 14,000. This is more than 14,000, so we cannot take that. These two. More than 4,000 till 14,000. So these two has to be added. The third part says you have to find the probability that tire has to be replaced after it has covered somewhere between 4,000 and 14,000. So probability of 4,000 and 14, between 4,000 and 14,000. So favorable outcomes now will be 210 plus 325, which gives you 535. So favorable outcomes will be 535 and total outcome will be 1000. Okay. The favorable outcome will be 535 and total outcome is 10,000. Oh, I'm sorry, 1,000, because 1,000 cases are there. Now first of all you cancel it by 5. So your answer will be 107 upon 200. The answer is 107 upon 200. Okay. The answer is 107 upon 200. Clear? Now we will do the next question. Next question is given that the percentage of marks obtained by a student in the monthly unit tests are given below. Means they are showing that there are 5 unit tests and the percentage of marks obtained by a particular student, it is given over there. So unit test and percentage of marks. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. 5 unit tests are there. 69% in the first unit test, 71 in the second unit test, 73 in the third unit test, 68 in the fourth unit test and 74 in the 5 unit test. These are the percentage marks given. Now they are saying first part, find the probability that the student gets more than 70% marks in a unit test. You have to find the probability that the student gets more than 70% marks in a unit test. So probability of more than 70%. Now first of all, you know the formula remains the same, that is probability of that is the number of favorable outcomes upon number of total outcomes. The formula remains the same, number of favorable outcomes upon number of total outcomes. Now number of total outcomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many unit tests are there? 5 unit tests are there. So total outcomes remain the same, that is 5. Now out of these 5 unit tests you have to check in how many unit tests the student got more than 70% marks. That is 1, that is 2, that is 3. So there are 3 unit tests in which the student got more than 70% marks. So 3 by 5, or when you divide it will become 0.6. 0.6 is your answer. 3 by 5 or 0.6 is your answer. Clear? So this is your answer. Now we will do the next question. Next question. An insurance company selected 2000 drivers at random, that is without any preference of one driver over another. Randomly 2000 drivers were selected in a particular city to find a relationship between age and accidents. So the data obtained are given in the table. You see the table is like this. Okay, this is age of driver. Obviously it is in years. 18 to 29. 18 years to 29 years. Then 30 to 50. And then above 50. Okay, 18 to 29, 30 to 50 and above 50, and number of accidents in 1 year. Okay, number of accidents in 1 year. So 0, 1, 2, 3, more than 3. Okay, 0, 1, 2, 3, more than 3. Now, the data is as follows. 440 drivers between the age group 18 to 29 had 0 accidents in 1 year. Then 505, then 360, then 160, then 125, then 45, then 110, 60, 35, then 61, 22, 15, 35, 18 and 9. Now, as I told you, 2000 drivers were selected. So if you add these numbers, you will get 2000. Now, first part. Find the probability of the following events for the driver chosen at random from the city. First part is being 18 to 29 years of age, means the first one, and having exactly 3 accidents in a year, that is 61. So the probability for the first part, number of favorable outcomes upon number of total outcomes. So the favorable outcomes is 61 and the total outcome is 2000. So this is your answer. Okay, 61 upon 2000 will be your answer, because in the age group 18 to 29 and exactly 3 accidents, it is 61. So 61 upon 2000. Now the second part. In the second part they are saying being 30 to 50 years of age and having 1 or more accidents in a year. I repeat, being 30 to 50 years of age, that is the second one, and having one or more accidents in a year. So one or more means you have to add all these numbers. So 125 plus 60 is 185. 185 plus 22, that is 207. Then plus 18, so 225. So the total number of drivers is 225. I repeat, the condition says here in the second part that being 30 to 50 years of age means in this group, and having one or more accidents. So one or more accidents means 125 plus 60, 185 plus 22, that is 207 plus 18, that is 225. So favorable outcomes 225 and the total outcomes will be 2000 as it is. So first of all you cancel it by 5. Then again cancel it by 5. So 9 upon 80 is your answer. The answer is 9 upon 80. Now one more part is there, and the third part is having no accidents in 1 year. Age is not a restriction. Here they are saying having no accidents in a year. Now you have to see how many drivers are there with no accidents in a year. So you can see no accident means this one. So you have to add all of them. 360 plus 440 is 800. 800 plus 505, so it is 1305. 1305. I repeat, no accident means 360 plus 450, that is 800. 800 plus 505 is 1305. So favorable outcomes 1305 and the total outcomes will be 2000. You can cancel it by 5. So 261 upon 400. Your answer will be 261 upon 400, and that is your answer. Clear? So the probability is 261 upon 400. So with this, today's class is over. So you can do few more examples, and next class will revise few more topics.